My brother, we are recorded. Be careful. Yeah. And I think, hey, Brother Will, how about we do a talk show? Instead of I'm just sit up there and do a solo talking, just me talking. How about we do a talk show? And Brother Will can represent a person that live in Singapore and Malaysia, live the life that you are living in some aspect. And I'm a monastic, come from Thailand, in the tradition that we all practice together. Do you think it's more interesting? So that's the reason why Brother Will is here. Actually, I kidnapped him to be up here. Thank you, brother. And yes, for may I ask who is the first time here in the Joyful Garden Sangha practice day? Only one, two, three. Yes, welcome. A warm welcome to all of you. And for friends who don't know Brother Will yet, this Brother Will Chua, he's one of a long-term practitioner. And what his jacket wearing is show that he make a commitment to practice 14 trainings. We call the training of the order of interbeing. And you see the other brother and sister in the room also wear the brown jackets. It's not for the look, but it's a commitment. The show the symbol of the commitment. And Brother Will used to work in Singapore in the Department of Economic Development. And somehow now it turned out he's a farmer in Johor Bahru. And dear Brother Will, would you like to share with us a little bit about your why you have that shift, that drastic shift from the government department, and then you change to be a farmer?
So dear Thai, dear Sangha, I thought I was supposed to ask the questions. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit nervous, so please forgive me. So yeah, a lot of us who I know already know the story, but in 2011, I was working for the EDB in Singapore, and actually I know someone who I used to work with who's sitting right there, and we about 2 over years into working, I was burnt out and felt a lot of struggle in my heart. And during that time, the EDB offered me a chance to go to Europe to, I guess, hit the office there. But I felt like my body and my heart wasn't able to. And so I was asked to, I think, given a week or two to make the decision on whether I would go. And then I found I was a bit desperate, like time was not working for me. So I went to Kinokuniya in Orchard Road and started to look at all the self-help books and picked a few books, Chicken Soup for the Soul or something, and the Dalai Lama, and I can't remember what else, but I about 4 days before the decision, I went back again to look for a book, desperate, and then I was standing in front of the religious shelf and looking for Dalai Lama's next book, and then a stranger came and knocked me on my back. It's an old man, Singaporean man. I don't know whether you're here today, but and he said that you young people always look at the top shelf. You don't look down, you don't look left. So all the books on the top shelf they sell. All the books on the bottom shelf they don't sell. So it's like he just pushed me away. He's like, look at the bottom shelf, and then she walks away. And then I looked, and I was like very confused. But I went, I saw Dalai Lama D, and then I looked down, and I was like T. Oh, who is this guy? Write so many books, and it was Thich Nhat Hanh. And I Googled him, and I was like, wow, peace activist, Zen monk, very cool. And I picked up The Heart of Buddha's Teaching, and I couldn't put the book down. And at the end of the reading it, I knew that I needed to. I found my teacher, and then I went back to and I said, I thought, okay, I have to find a way to practice, and I Googled and Plum Village, Singapore, and back then Joyful Garden Sangha was still conducting Day of Mindfulness in different places. One of it was in was it Pu En Si? At that time, Bao En Si, yeah, Bao En Si. So it was that Saturday, that Sunday, and the Monday I had to give my decision. So I went to Bao En Si and I met the Sangha, and we had a day of mindfulness, and the rest is history. I remember after eating meditation, I saw calligraphy by Tai that says, 昨日泪，今日雨. The tears yesterday have become rain. And then I just cried and cried. And then Sister Huang, one of our founders, are you okay, brother? Maybe you should go for a retreat. Yeah. And so I went for a retreat. And then our teacher was still teaching. And yeah, the rest was history. And so I decided to change my career. Although I loved the work that we used to do, but something in me needed to heal. Yeah, so that's just, I guess, the shorter version of the story. Yeah. I also want to introduce our Dharma teacher. So I know Tai King Or for quite some time now. We in Tai Plum Village, maybe 10 years, 12 years ago, I met a very young, beautiful monk, and I grow old and he grow up. And now I'm so happy that Tai King O is now a young Dharma teacher, gives wonderful Dharma talks. I remember a few retreats in Tai Plum Village where we were in the same sharing circle. And just to give you all a sense of Brother King O's impact on our lives is we have a Sister Ju. You all know Sister Ju? We were in the same family circle, and Sister Ju refused to receive the 5 mindfulness trainings for 4 years. And but then that year, I think it was like 6, 7 years ago, we were in the same family, and Brother King O was the facilitator. And after 3 or 4 days, Sister Ju was like, I'm ready to receive the 5 mindfulness trainings because of this guy. And now she's happily a Bodhi tree of the heart. Yeah, so just one of the many unconscious magic that Brother King O offers. And would you like to share a little bit of how you became a monk? You guys interested to know?
So, dear family, it's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. And you should know upfront, it's not a very like a best-selling drama story, and there's a twist. No, my story not like that. I grew up in a family with 4 people, my parents and my younger brothers. And somehow maybe from the merit of the grandmother, my family encountered Buddhism, Zen tradition in Vietnam. And my mom and dad try to bring us to join a day, now we call Day of Mindfulness. But back then we come to receive the 8 training and keep it for the whole day and spend the whole day of meditation, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. Yeah, for a 16 years old boy, you sit 2 hours is terrible. It's terrible feeling. But I like the monk up there. Yeah, somehow they have the halo. Somehow is really nice, and somehow those kind of regular activity planting the seed in me. And later on, I know my mom and dad have a plan to planting the seed of ordination in me and my younger brother. And one day it's blooming. When my younger brother was 13 years old and he decided that he don't want to go to school anymore and he want to ordain as a monk. So my father is so happy and he retired early and to join my younger brother. And back then I was at the last year of the university. I think I also have the feeling that I want to searching for spiritual path, but it's just 50-50 because I'm going to graduate and I have a lot of things interesting to do. But when I heard my younger brother make the decision, it's something hit me. And then my father, I feel, yes, I want to be a monk too. But how about mom? So I take a 1 week break and I go back home to my hometown and I ask mom, maybe I should stay back with you. Because you still, at that time, my mom still take care of grandma. But uh, my mom amazed me that she said, "No, you don't need to stay back with me. Please go ahead. When I finish my taking care of of my mother, I will follow you all." And then that is our family story. Just a little twist here is that after all of my three of us go to ordain, and my mom tell me a story when she go to the market, she heard the worship that people in the markets, I don't know, maybe this woman is very bad. I don't know how she live, but the husband and 2 sons run away from home. Yes, that is my story. Uh,
So when we were just sitting together, Thai and I in the room, just wondering and feeling about what to share today. And when Thai shared his story, I felt it was very moving. It was very moving. And until today, I think you're still taking care of your mom whenever you can. And the topic of well-being came up, like how can we have more well-being in our lives, whether it's a lay life or a monastic life. We shared like, maybe well-being is a good theme to share about. Brother King shared that one day before the 3 months rains retreat, he wrote a question to the Wake Up community and asked, "What is there any question in your heart and that he can offer during the rains retreat as a sharing?" And one of the questions was, "How can I bring monastic life into reality? How can I bring monastic life into reality?" I wonder if that question resonates with you. How can we bring the monastic way of being into our lives, into reality, which, and in that question, it means that the monastic life must have better well-being, right? So we want to bring the monastic life into our reality. Is that true, brother? In the monastic life, you have more well-being? And yeah. maybe you can share, is it true? And what is well-being? What is well-being for a monastic?
So, dear Sangha, it's true that being a monastic, we have a well-being life. But it doesn't mean that the monastic will be happy all the time. And we're just laughing and telling joke all the time. There's also a lot of challenge. I still remember that when I ordained, one of my happiness that, oh, I will not have any children. But it's turned out people send children for us to take care. Not just in the retreat in children program, that is an extreme, but from day to day, yeah, the people who come and ordain become our younger brother and sister, young siblings. And where they come from? If they outside they're very happy, super happy, they will not come. But they come because there's something that's stuck in their heart they cannot solve. There's some suffering, there's some affliction, there's some trauma that they cannot solve, and they cannot find the solution elsewhere. So monastery is the last, the last door. Right? You here, if you can seek the answer from the uh, psychiatrist, maybe you will not take a lot of money to travel to Thailand to the monastery, right? But somehow you even cannot find the answer. So people come, and after stay for a while, they choose to ordain and become our younger brother and sister. And when they pass away, they become our children in some sense. And all that hundreds of young people came from different backgrounds, different places on this planet, different type of suffering, come to stay 24 hours together. You can imagine what can happen. Right? You have 2 or 3 children. It's all your own child. You know how headache it is. And but we not consider as suffering. We don't consider our brother and sister as a burden. We consider they bring us some challenge. Yeah. And for me, well-being is not you happy the whole day through. It's not the aim of a monastic. But for us, well-being is, well, whenever you need to do something, your mind, your body, your energy, your emotion can go on the direction you want. So like if you want to be joyful, you can be joyful. If you want to be happy, you can be happy. If you want to work intensively on some task, you can. If you want to go to sleep, you can. If you want to stay awake, you can. That is our way look at well-being. It means our mind, our body are one, and it goes together. It don't have the situation of my mind go this way, my bodies go this way, my emotion go all around. So that before we can do anything, we exhaust by ourselves, by that chaos within ourselves. So for me, I think well-being is we know how to put our body, our mind, our energy, our emotion in such a way that can support you in whatever wish that you want to accomplish in your life. And in that sense, we can find that some practices something that we can do to train our body, to train our mind, to train our emotion, to train our energy, so that it can support us. And this kind of those training, we call the practices, the mindfulness practices, like you do sitting meditation, singing meditation, 10 mindful movement. It's help us to understand ourselves more and to train all those friends, the body, the mind, the emotion, the energy, even the logical thinking is trainable. And sits next to me, Brother Will. He is the example, a living example of how he do it. Like when he worked in the Department of Economic Development, and then he take a break to join a retreat, and he come back to work. Somehow he get a better promotion. How has happened, brother?
Yeah, so I was just sharing with brother that something quite strange happened to me after I went to retreat in 2013. I was still working in the EDB, and it was in June. I still remember it was in June. I was sleeping in a tent under an apple tree in Germany, and spent about a month with Thai and the Sangha. And I received my 5 mindfulness training name from Thai Phap Tu, who is sitting right there. uh, and when I came back, just wanted to continue the practice. So joined the Joyful Garden Sangha as much as I can. We were meeting twice a month, I think, once for a day of mindfulness, and then every second Sunday we were meeting in someone's house. Tried to eat better, so became a vegetarian, and just asked myself how to bring the practice into work. So I used to stay in Holland Road, and I would take number 77 to City Hall. And one of the brothers in Plum Village shared that, why don't you stop one stop before your actual stop and then practice walking meditation? And I remember I did that. I stopped, instead of at City Hall, I stopped at Chimes. And every morning I would walk through Chimes. And Chimes was at 7:30, 8 o'clock is very empty. So I would walk through Chimes. And then another brother shared like, hey, why don't you practice with doors? Every time you open a door, you breathe in and you say, I am entering from forgetfulness to mindfulness. And then breathe. And then I realized that in our office, between my desk and the toilet, there's like 6 doors. If you do big business, 7 doors. And I was like really struggling with that one. And then meeting, but what happened was that year in about, I don't know, October, November, or 5 months later, we had another performance appraisal. You all know performance appraisal. And that year, once every 2 years, we have a 360 performance appraisal. So that means that we send a survey to everybody in the EDB, and everybody gives you an appraisal. Those who know you, and it's anonymous, so you can say whatever you want about that person. And I remember after the appraisal, I sat down with my boss, and he was like, "What did you do in Germany? You're doing even better than before." And he's like, "Yeah, you're a better listener. Somebody cry when talking to you, like what's happening, and basically he shared that, yeah, you should move on. You have to move up. Choose what department. If you don't want to go to Europe, where do you want to go?" And I was like, "Wow, okay, I want to quit." And he was like, "Why? Why do you want to quit?" And I said, "Because I have to attend one retreat in France, one retreat in Germany, one retreat in Thailand next year, and I don't have enough leave. So the only way is for me to quit, you know. But that was, I was sharing with brother that it was strange because it was messy. Like I was still very habitually rushing and I was still burnt out, but somehow even in the corporate sort of environment, the feedback was good. Yeah, more human, more human as a manager. Yeah. So yeah. Mm, the question I guess in my heart, brother, is there's a lot of sometimes I wonder I still wonder if I should have become a monk 12 years ago. And I wonder, and because, there's this feeling sometimes that we always say, it's easier lah, being a monk. The life is easier, right? You don't have to deal with your family. You don't have to deal with a wife or husband. Uh, you don't get pulled in different directions, or you are most of, at least even till today, most of my time, I don't spend with the Sangha. Yeah. Most of my waking time, I spend with colleagues, with farmers, with, roti prata man, and so it's so much easier. You all have 24 hours to just be with people who know the 5 mindfulness trainings, the 14 mindfulness training. Is that true? And do you have any advice for us? Yeah.
Dear Sangha, living in the monastic monastery with other monks and nuns, somehow I feel like I live with my boss 24 hours a day. You can imagine that? Your elder brothers or the abbot is your boss. And you live with him 24 hours a day, not 8 hours, and then you come back and you have your own space. And one more interesting thing is in Thai Plum Village, we have 100, around 160 monks and nuns right now. But there's some time that we almost 200. And each room in the monk residence is like half of the room here, the size. And four of us, four beds put next to each other. And we already feel like the fish were put on the boat. It's very close to each other. There's no space. And in that situation, and the summer come, Thailand, everything is so hot, and wow, we don't have enough space. And somehow, that year, they wrote a New Year parallel. In China and Vietnam tradition, New Year parallel, and they wrote is New Year, New Me. Um, yeah, joy within, joy all around. But in Vietnamese, it's called năm mới ta cũng mới, người vui cảnh sẽ vui. If you read from this side to this side, it's like that. But if you read horizontally, it means năm người mới vui, 5 people more happy. I don't know how he come up with that. Maybe he know our story, 4 people in the room and we struggle, and he said 5 people more happy. And next to you is your elder brother, or next to you is the abbot. And next to you is the mindfulness observer. It's more dangerous. Like in this trip, we have a chance to travel along with Brother Factor. He's my elder brother, my teacher, and we go together somehow. We act like friends. Sometimes I have to argue a little bit with my brother. But how can we keep that all that kind of relationship? in that very tight and close atmosphere. It's really a form of art. But for many years of practice, of going up and down, struggling with all kind of that, I figure out we only can do this when we don't see that we attach to an idea of a self. Like, such as, this is my idea. You have to respect my idea. If you disrespect my idea, it means you disrespect me. It's very easy to have that tendency. This is my emotion. You have to respect my emotion. If you don't respect my emotion, it means you don't respect me. Right? Do you ever experience that? Any wife in the house experience the same thing? When your husband don't pay enough attention to your emotion and you feel that he don't respect you or he don't care about you, right? We have a tendency to think that my emotion is me. But the truth is emotion is just something created by condition. When the condition is no longer there, you don't have that emotion anymore. But we so cling to that and we think that this is me. The more we have that attachment, the more that we have that way of perceiving things, it's very difficult to open up, very difficult to deal with the challenges in our life. Because anything can challenge your personality. Anything can challenge your idea of who you are, and you suffer from that. But once you can release the idea, this is me, and that is not me, you think we will lose something, like I did. Think if I release my idea, my stand in the meeting, I lose myself. But the fact when I'm capable to let it go, I feel I lose nothing, but I gain a lot of space and understanding. That's why when Brother Will said that, his boss said, why after come back from the retreat, more people love you? Because when inside is empty, suddenly you have a lot of space to listen to somebody. Suddenly you have a lot of space to understand somebody else. But when he is full, how can you pour more inside? Like this cup, when it's full, no way you can pour anything more. That is a very fundamental root of our affliction in our relationship. We have a so clear stand of who I am. Have you ever paid attention to a flower or a tree throughout the day, since the sunrise and then until the sunset? The flower will adapt to the movement of the sun. It's adapt to the heat of the day. It adapt to the humidity in the air, so that it can live so well, so healthily. Or we call in the human term is well-being. The flower is a representation of well-being. How can it do that? Because it can adapt to anything change without feeling that if I change, I will lose myself. If I change, I'm no longer myself. So the flower have that wisdom. When inside is empty, you suddenly gain a huge capacity to adapt to any situation. But somehow in our human society nowadays, it's very difficult to change. Right? When was the last time someone asked you to change and you screaming that, don't fix me, don't try to fix me? And then even the song, right? Fix you. something like that. And where's the place a body is still? When a body is completely still, no more movement, no more adaptation, is when that body in the graveyard, right? When you're dead, your body is dead. They resist to the change. The joint is stiff. But when you leave, everything need to be very flexible. Everything need to change all the time. That's the nature of living. But once we think, I am like this, you're ready to die. You're ready to depart, lead to death. And Brother Will, you work as a farmer now. Is there any inspiration, story, and experience you have with the nature, with your work as a farmer, you would like to share with us for well-being?
Thank you, Tai, for your sharing. Uh, mm, I remember in 2014, our teacher shared that all we need to do is fall in love with Mother Earth. All we need to do is fall in love with Mother Earth, and everything will start to change and to fall in love with Mother Earth again. Um, and we also know in our practice that understanding is love. And so for me, I think for well-being, my well-being is, I find after maybe now 12, 13 years as a farmer, my well-being is very much connected to how much I understand and love Mother Earth. The more I understand how the Mother Earth takes care of us and works, the more I understand my role in the family of things. And the more I understand my role in the family of things, the more I feel I'm just a cell in the body, and I know exactly what to do. And then naturally, I'm in love, and love is very healing and very makes me filled with well-being. Yeah. And so at the farm, when we welcome people to the farm, we spend a lot of time help at least sharing our understanding of how the forest works and how Mother Earth works. For example, when a land is very already degraded, like already cut down a lot of chemicals, we know that the land's dream is to become a forest again. And if we know that the land's dream is to become a forest, and it takes a few generations of different kinds of trees, and then we know our role. Oh, I can actually help plant this generation to take care of the next generation. And then as we are planting, I feel like that's the time when I feel most well-being, because I belong to this dream, this family of humans and non-humans. Uh, and and one day I woke up and I realized that it's the same with our Sangha. It's like every land's dream is to be a forest, and space, every space's dream is to be a forest, a community. And if we understand how communities grow and become a forest, and then we also know in that moment our role in that family of things. And so, like, normally I am moving the chair for the Dharma teacher to sit. And then it took me some time to realize today maybe my role is to sit here with you. And sometimes it's washing the dishes, but we all know our role in the family of things. And I think that speaks to what you shared about letting go of views and touching non-self, just flow with the Sangha and understand the Sangha so that the Sangha can announce what is my role in this moment. And I just do it. And I feel, wow, it's not about me. And I think that's what I learned from planting the forest. And a lot of adaptation, like you shared. I've been, yesterday we listened to Thai Fap Name, and he used the word adjust. How can we adjust? And today I hear you sharing adaptation. So I feel like that's very important. Like, how do we have a well-being is about adaptation, about adjustments, not about sudden change. Like, maybe sometimes we need that, but not all the time. It's about adjusting and adapting. So maybe maybe a question that comes in my heart now for you is, if you were to help us lay family members design our lives, our daily life here in Singapore or in Malaysia, if you were to help us design a life that can help us increase our or grow our capacity to adapt, to have a more free mind, free heart, free body, more aligned, what would that design look like? I want you to go from Monday to Sunday, or maybe a daily design, weekly design, monthly design, and yearly design, or whatever comes to your mind.
Do you have the same question? So, dear family, in order, like when you already build a house, if you want to build a new house, you have to demolish, right? It's same thing like that in our life. We have built a house of discrimination, of dualistic, of mm, of individualism. We have for many years. The more age you have now, you have built that house for a long time. So if we want to build a new house, it needs the technique, it needs the tool in order to do that. It just cannot just suddenly, because the monk said, nah, there's no self, and I come home. Yeah, I have no self. And you have no self when you tell your son, you have no self when I tell you to do something, you have to do that. It's not like that. And this took a practice. Uh, and can you try to remember when was it when you learned a new language? What is the best way to learn a new language? What is the rhythm to learn a new language? Would it be 8 hours studying new language a day? It's good. Or it's break to many times a day. It's good. Many little times a day. That's what now they call effortless learning, right? You break is to many small amount of time, maybe 1 or 2 sentences, and the next hour you do the same thing again and again. It's the best way to train for new habit. The habit of right now is the habit of the new language, right? But when you are strong enough, you use enough with the language you have, and can have an intense learning, like 2 to 3 hours in a straight. But for you to start, that never be long hours, never be a good training. The same thing with mindfulness. We have been living in forgetfulness for a long time. Maybe not just this lifetime. We do something, but we don't know what we're doing. We're sitting here, but we don't know, am I have a body or not? Right? Do you have your clothes on your body? Before I said this sentence, do you have the sense that you have the clothes on your body? No, right? You don't aware of that until somebody said something and you, yes, I do wear clothes on my body. It's true. Many things like that happen in our life. That it just go like in a dream. You don't know what is going on. You drink a cup of water here, but your mind go all around the world. And then when you finish and go to do something else, you're not sure that, did I drink water? Right? And the more you think like that, your memory capacity is reduced because it's overload your brain. It's reduced. So the training of Mindfulness is very clear. That remind yourself many times a day to be aware of what is the situation you are right now. Your body, what is the body right now? What is the mind right now at this moment? What your emotion at this moment? Like when you hear uh, the clock chime, the clock chiming, every 15 minutes, there's a sound. And this is a moment to stop and being aware. Every 15 minutes, there's a reminder. Every 15 minutes, there's a reminder. Or you can see some calligraphy with the word that mindfulness is a source of happiness. That can be a reminder. Whenever you see that, you come back to be aware of what is happening. By aware of your body and your mind many times a day and many days in a row, you start to realize anything you think for certain, anything about you that you think that cannot change, it changes in a way that you cannot imagine of. Suddenly it changes. Like right now, for most of us, we will think that our idea is define who I am. My stand on my idea is who I am. What happened when you sleep? Do you have any idea? Do you have any stand? No, right? When we sleep, no idea, no stand. But are you living? Still living? Yes, we're still living. So do you lose yourself while you sleep? No, you still you. Well, why we attach so much to our stand, of idea, of view? And then we start a whole argument, we start a whole fighting, we start a whole war with other people, with other group of people, with other countries. It starts from here, that my idea is me. So when the practice is very simple. From time to time, you stop and aware to see what is happening. And next 15 minutes, you stop and aware to see what is happening. That is called mindfulness or mere recognition. We just recognize things that it is. We don't judge. When you record now, I might recognize that I'm sitting here and my mind run somewhere else. I will never judge, oh, just a simple thing you cannot do. You're not good enough. And I keep judging myself like that in a way that, see, that I think that somehow if I keep judging myself, I become better, right? But like if I keep judging other people, they will become better. Not sure. Not sure about that. So mindfulness is just recognize anything as it is at this moment, nothing more. You don't try to put more pepper or sauce, soy sauce or MSG into your dish, just taste it first. Taste it at that moment is offered to you first to understand completely what is it. And there are other activity, other practice like in the monastery we recite the gatha before we do anything. In the morning when we go to the bathroom, stand in front of the mirror, and we recite the gatha. Awareness is the mirror reflecting the four elements. Beauty is the heart that generates love, and the mind is open. There's a 4-sentence poem that we call a gatha of mindfulness. Before we do anything, there's a gatha. Why? Because when we are young, we have a tendency to look at the mirror to see how beautiful we are. That's why man or woman, we want to know how good looking we are. And when we look at the mirror, when the mirror is still, so it have the very good reflection on this. And looking deeply into that, we see this is not really me. This body is created by the four elements: the fire, the water, the air, the earth. So that all that four elements combined this way or that way, we have the body, we have other physical phenomena. So we look at this and we know this is the four elements. These four elements can be beauty, but despite how beautiful this body is, through time it's become uglier. This will wear down. But there's some beauty that will not decline through time. It just only can go become more beautiful through time. It's the heart that generates love, and the mind is open. So for the young ladies here, don't worry too much that when you go old, you look not beautiful anymore. Of course, the fact is your physical beauty will always go down through age. But if you know how to build up the different beauty, compassion and understanding, it just can go up and up and up, and it can expand off forever. And that is the beauty you can never lose. So you have no more fear about old age. The older you are, the more beautiful you are, if you know how to nourish it. And we have many gathas like that. You come to the Sangha house, right in front of the door, you have a gatha. You go to the bathroom, you have a gatha. And I think we have a lot of gatha like that. They give us the new perspective of the simple thing that we do. It's just like look at the mirror to check, am I good looking enough? Am I ready to go out to offer to the world myself today? Right? So there's many gatha, and you can take some of the gatha that you feel that's suitable for you, and you bring back home. You put on the wall, you put on the place that you usually look at it. And that can be the reminder, the wisdom from the Buddha, from our teacher, to guide us how to look at things in a different way, how to look at ourselves in a different way that can generate more joy and happiness and well-being. Yeah, the practice is very simple. Keep reminding yourself from time to time in the day. You don't need 3-hour sitting meditation. That can be very intense for a lot of you here. But remind yourself many times that this doesn't take much time. Just have a look and you remind yourself. And actually it's more effective. In my experience, it's even more effective than long time sitting meditation. And I wonder, is Is our time is over? Okay. Right time. 15 more minutes. Anything you want to listen more? And during the time the monastic stay in Singapore this week, we also offer personal consultation, the 4 day in a row that you may see on the Sangha announcement. And it's quite typical that through many people who sign up for consultation, I experience that all of those friends, they have problem with endless thinking. They cannot stop their thinking. Do you experience something like that? Do you want to know how to stop your thinking? Okay. We all know that overthinking creates a lot of problem for our body and our mind, right? We want to go to sleep, we cannot. We're exhausted, even though we know next day I have an important meeting. I have to give 100% of myself in the meeting, but I cannot sleep at night. And I try to convince myself to sleep. But the more you try, you cannot sleep. What is the problem here? What is the problem? Have you ever paid attention that when you are extremely hungry, suppose you didn't eat for the whole day, and you're extremely hungry, what is your mind thinking of at this moment? Food, right? It keeps thinking of this kind of food, that kind of food, and how to get food. Endless thinking about food. But when you just finish a full meal, does your mind still think about food? No, it completely stop. Naturally stop. It may think about sleep, but no more thinking about food. So in that situation, what is revealed to us? If we observe it mindfully, what is revealed? It's revealed that our wish is the switch button for our thinking. In a situation of you're extremely hungry and your mind keep thinking about how to get food, our mind working at the best. Its work is do its job. It's its job, right? You need food, and it's working to find a way to get food. There's nothing wrong about it. But the point is that we give our mind too many wishes, too many things we desire for, too many tasks to do. So it have to work endlessly. Like suppose you give ChatGPT 100 tasks. It have to continue to work until it finishes, right? Or you give ChatGPT 1 million tasks, it work the whole day. The same thing with our mind. Despite any kind of meditation you do, it won't stop. Even is extreme meditation, that method that you learn, your mind won't stop. And as long as you give the mind the desire, the task to do. And most of the time our mind work, the topic that our mind have to work the most on is about who am I? Who am I in this room? Who am I in this relationship? Who am I in this conversation? In that situation, am I still myself? Am I get enough respect? All kind of that task you give to your mind throughout the day. That's why it can never stop. But once you realize that, you start to take down some wishes. Maybe I'm hungry, I can eat anything. Doesn't need to be the McDonald's, doesn't need to be vegetarian, doesn't need to be vegan. Anything that can fill up my stomach. I have energy, is good. I don't think vegan food is all good. Vegan food can be very toxic for your mind because it keeps you thinking of how can I get vegan food, right? It's good in some aspect, but also not good in some other aspect. I didn't say that vegan is not food or vegetarian is not food, but I just said, look at it with your clarity, you see. Don't worship that method of eating. We see some goodness, some wholesomeness we can take, but also take the risk together with that. So come back to the endless thinking. The less desire you have, the less wishes you have, your mind will naturally slow down by itself. And as one moment, when you just sit here and you feel you are complete, nothing else need to do in order to feel joy and happy. You just sit here and simply happy. Your mind just stop. And when it stops, it's like a mirror reflecting everything and you see everything clear. But when you disturb it with a lot of, I'm not good enough, that person not good enough, that work is not good enough, my life is a mess. You're disturbing your own mind, your wonderful mind. That's why Buddha called us, you are full. You are full because you don't know what you have. You have a wonderful mind that can even have the capacity to set yourself to total liberation, but you make it in the way that it have to keep thinking about the daily tasks, day in, day out, worry about how people look at me, how other person respect me, how can I respect the personality of other people. It's a wasting energy and time. And modern societies give us a lot of dreams, a lot of dreams to dream, right? Be careful with your dreams. Yeah, that your dreams can be the number one enemy for your happiness. And another practice can stop help you to stop your wandering thinking is mindful eating. When you eat, you just pay attention on what you have. Of course, the taste of the food may not the taste that you like, but for the you can try to just enjoy what you have on your plate. That's a mere recognition of mindful eating. Just eat what you have. Don't eat your planning. Don't eat your past. Don't eat your sorrow. Just eat the food, please. Eat the sorrow is very painful. Chewing the sorrow take a lot of energy. So please just eat your food for your own sake of happiness, for your own sake of joy. Just eat the food. Be aware of the food. Nothing else. You can feel the sense. Pay attention to your sensation about what you have in your mouth. Pay attention to your chewing. And that awareness of the body sensation is very easy to help our mind stop thinking. And we can practice together this lunchtime when you already prepare your food, or you can serve some food with us here, or in silence. We don't need to have the social, we don't have to socialize at that moment. Just serve the food in silence, in mindfulness, and come back to sit in the circle and not eat yet. Not eat yet doesn't mean that you have to wait. Of course, we wait, but you can at the same time be aware of your body, your breathing, what is happening here. You can be aware of your hunger also. Just look at it. And there will be the three sounds of the bell and the five mindfulness, five contemplations will be read. And after that, we enjoy the meal in silence together in 20 minutes. And even when you finish earlier, suppose 10 minutes you finish, don't rush to stand up. Allow your stomach, your digesting system collect the energy to digest, and just sit there, enjoy with the Sangha, the collective energy with the Sangha, until we hear one more sound of the bell. At the time we can stand up and do the washing. So and we eat 3 meals a day. That 3 meals can be a very healing process. It can be a personal consultation. It can be a moment of transformation if you know how to use it. Yeah. So, Sangha, thank you very much. I think we will gonna end our talk show here. And thank you, Brother Will, to come at the right time and offer your presence and your real life experience with practice of mindfulness to everybody here. We may listen to three sound the bell.